yes, absolutely. Very good. I'm very happy you played. It's one of my favorite words, and I love to approach it. So in other words, it's a trio and you deserve to be heard. I have rather, is it okay if I speak English? Okay. I have rather that you in the balance talk to each other and say, maybe you can play less. It's much better if you sound than that you sound like this. You know? Even in this room, this is a wonderful family, you're a wonderful person, so you can do everything with your fingers. Okay? And I'm very happy that you, particularly, you played a beautiful, what I call short notes. And this brings me to two things, and I'm going to ask Anja to help me. I have, when you play Beethoven, you have no help. He is dead. You cannot phone him or send him an email. So you need all the information that you can have from people who knew Beethoven very well. And I have to disappoint you. There is no clip of Beethoven playing this on YouTube. No. So, what helps very much? One, Carl Czerny, amazing musician, wonderful pianist, who played everything by Beethoven during his lifetime, and who was Beethoven's student from 11 years old, wrote a book on Beethoven's piano blues, but everything. Okay? So, yeah, you know this book?
I've heard about it.
Okay, I promise, Anja, I will get you a copy in English. Maybe I have it in my computer. If not, I will send it to you because it's so important. It's my Bible for Beethoven. I'm not saying you have to do everything. Maybe you also do not have to do everything like in the Bible, but it gives you about every piece with piano. So, the 32 piano sonatas, the piano concertos, the violin sonatas, the cello sonatas, the piano trios, everything. It gives you little descriptions, little hints, sometimes fingerings for the piano. Very good characteristic descriptions, and also metronome markings for every piece. So, sometimes Czerny writes, I remember Beethoven played this around. Anyhow, I'm not saying the metronome markings should be like a law, but it's helpful. Would it be fantastic if you suddenly could make a travel in time and travel back to the times of Beethoven, and you would knock on his door and nobody was home, and somebody came along and said, can I help you? And then you say, I want to speak to Mr. Ludwig van Beethoven. And that person says, he's not here. He is traveling in Grinzing. He's drinking some white wine. But maybe I can help you. I'm Carl Czerny. Okay, so that's the situation you are in. You get all of the help of Czerny. And so I can advise you only to do that. And the second help I can give you now immediately by email. That is from my teacher, Rudolf Kolich, who wrote an article, Tempo and Character in the Music of Beethoven. And he wrote it in 1942 in the United States. And there he gives you he has a framework. He took all of Beethoven's metronome markings that he used himself and looked very carefully at it. So he said, aha, allegro moderato in 3, aha. Quarter note is 88, okay, or 105, doesn't really matter. And he took that as a kind of matrix. He said, you know, roughly it means that we can categorize Beethoven's oeuvre, the works that he did not use metronome markings for, we can use this as a guide, just to see. But you did very well. You chose Czerny's tempo. And it's also easy because you can see this from the piano. It's defined by that, right? So we have two definitions of tempo. I like to do like Mozart, who says tempo is the most important thing in music. So the tempo is defined by your and on the other hand, so that's the fast side. On the other hand, I think it's defined by your long slur. And yes, I like that boy. So I'm going to ask you to do that, okay? I really like, yeah, also, if I may I just, this is the quickest. I will not tell you, yes. We'll talk about it. I think Beethoven was no idiot. I think Beethoven was a genius. He also knew a lot about instruments. He knew about string instruments. So if he writes, he knew what he meant. And that is a slur. I can talk more than 15 minutes about the beauty of a slur. About the beauty of this slur. It's a descending slur with tension. It's the most beautiful thing there is. It's not that's natural. No, it's anything you do as a string player, makes you a criminal. You do not have to go to prison. But I feel like a capitulation. It makes you, I feel when I do that, it makes me feel bad. I think the composer wrote it. So he wrote this piece with the two tempo definitions. It cannot be slower. It can maybe not be faster, as you can play with grazioso and ease. It cannot be slower than you did because you want to hold your slur. Isn't that wonderful? That is how we musicians are in prison. No, and we have to do as if we are in freedom. We are not. Here's Beethoven. He's giving you that, and he's giving you that, and you have to live in that state. Right? So, you know the nickname of this trio by my teacher? Okay, it's called the Tahiti Trio. You know where Tahiti is? Tahiti Island? Yes. It's where everything that, today we have the sun, right? But they have palms and beach and so on. So that's that. So it is Tahiti, 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 Tahiti. It's very good for a travel agency, right? Yeah. So, now, my question is, can you play it all? May I use you as a demonstration? Can you play as you play it? Down low. Okay, wonderful, thank you. This is what I mean when I said this morning, I'm going sometimes to turn everything upside down. In this case, I do everything with you. No, not everything. You do not have to play the left hand. No. But, so you did down low, where I would say, is it really Tahiti, or is it Tahiti? What would you think?
I think it must be for the first people.
Yes.
You should start with something.
Yes, of course, but you will start with something, because is something else happening?
Further?
No, I mean, when you start, who's starting the piece? Yeah, there you go. So there's nothing, you start from nothing. Can you just a gestural thing? Can you play a little bit faster and down go to hard? Okay, so she's a very good cellist. I believe everything she plays, right? But now, would it not be natural, or the story you have to tell today?
And all the same.
Yes.
All 4 times.
Yes, absolutely. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's okay. Or, if you want, it's up to you. But it's just, when you started, I did not really mind you going. But it feels like you do, instead of, as a gesture. And the gesture that you made is so much easier to do. That's one thing. Now can you play once more again? Maybe with the bow. Okay. So what's the most important note of those 3?
The third one.
Yes. Great. Why do you, color-wise, start with the D string? It would be so great to play it on the A string, so you can really do the gesture. Can you try? Yes, of course. It is because we are afraid of yeah? We want everything clinical, sterilized, no harm done. Okay? But it's so beautiful. If you were in an opera, you would sing it. Con espressione, Beethoven writes. Right? Oh, how I love you. Whatever. You have a story to tell, not how. Right? So I would choose, like a singer, I would choose for one register in my voice. So, right? Because then your answer is you cover one note of your story, and you cannot avoid it because it's a beautiful D string. So play the whole thing in the thing.
But maybe we can just underline the second is F note. If you play the first time like this.
But you see what happens? Yes, but that's the same story. It's the same word. For you, you start in a color, if we may talk about it, you start in a color that you do not maintain. Oh, that's it. And then you move to the other color. You know what I mean? And then again you move. You're making something more. I would advise you to just be comfortable with multi resolution and play with the computer. Okay, for now. Let's try it out. And then, if possible, really portable in the touch. Can you try it? Can you try to just play along? This. Okay, so again, here is a famous thing. I do not hear the slur and the dots. And that's very difficult. So could you try and play as if this is one long note with little waves? It would be great if you can play an ornament, late, not important, and casual. Right? You understand, right? You did very well. It's like in the jazz. It's ghost notes. It's not it's not all important. Things like that. Then let's just play and I'll stop you when something occurs. Okay? That's easy. I'll come and sit with you. Okay, good. You also have a funny game. Beethoven knew very well the long notes, or the quarter and the dot. So he'd write, you want to do something that Wagner would have loved. Can you just make your note even shorter? I do not know, I was not old enough to be in Beethoven's time, but every book you read about performance practice tells you that a written note does have not the full value of what you read. We are used to read Mahler and later music, right? And so that means we think a quarter note has to have full value, like all the time, right? In this case, a quarter note, basically, even in an adagio, is maybe a dotted 8 note. Right? In the air. And not full value.
Okay, so I just need to play more simple.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. One time. It's more about and we do a lot of Wagner. I love Wagner, okay? But we do a lot of Wagner. We're trying to make this into something that you see further already. But that's not the case. I think it's much simpler indeed. You use the right word. One more time, and really go piano. Piano, soft. You have something to tell. One more time, and then we go on. because so you should really make a stir. Okay? Bravi, that was amazing. Just very, 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 very good. Can we do your no, so still portato. Portato. Okay, even here, can you play without ornament? Without? No ornament? So this is your intention to play it. And at the last moment you think, oh, maybe. No, I still hear, you know what I mean? I hear something practice. Like this, you know, oh, something money came out. Already better. Now, how can you be on the beat? Make the D very important. Again, you see, that sounds a bit lower, the first note lower. Yes, yes. Yes! Getting better. Fantastic, yes. Okay, thank you. Beautiful. So in other words, I love her way of playing the brush 16 notes. You have to imitate that. This brings me to a favorite subject. When we see a note, like in a Beethoven adagio, we see a 16th note with a dot. You did very well, by the way. But sometimes I hear people who play as short as possible. Because it says dots. And when you say, please do not play staccato, but there's a dot. So think about what a dot means. A dot means separated, means shorter than without a dot. So how would you play without a dot? If it's not slurred, non-legato, right? So a short note would be, and if it's portato, it would be, you see, there's no cut in the street. Good. So excellent. Very beautiful. You got the idea. So an ornament should always remain an ornament. And that's a problem for us, because we have to practice it. And the more we practice it, after it, it's perfect, but it sounds like because we practiced it so well. And we forgot that it should be and then maybe as a little vote. You see what I do? It's not right? As you can sing. And because we have to practice, and it's a lot of things, you know, a lot of notes. So the trick is, in fact, to really do, Alex, right? Yeah. To do the first note not too short. Because if you immediately start, it just sounds like right? Now, here is my next question. Can we start at 21? That's but we have two bars doing this. So the first bar no, second bar this. I find that we, in our day, do a lot of that. We always want to prove that we can do it. It says, this is what Beethoven calls con espressione. Just a little gesture, right? And we always go, crescendo, you know, there we go. Wow, like an accordion. Maybe he's just saying, in contrast to what would be normal. 1, 2, 3, 1. He said, no. Now I want soft. 1, One more time. One, three. So, for my taste, already too much. Yes. Yes. We have a wonderful saying. I hope that's in Russian too. Beethoven gives you one finger. You take the whole hand. You know what I mean? Just take one finger. One more time. See that first. One. Same thing. Stop. You are all two, both of you are murderers. You just killed each other. Who's the most important? Who's the most important? No, I know. But sometimes we do bad things without knowing it. So it's, she's just taking your voice. But she has a difficult part because she's lower than you, so you have to be very nice to her. One more time. I love that the first time. You see what it means? It does not, little intimate gesture. You're not looking at a mountain, you're looking at a little flower. Okay? One more time. They have a sforzato on the second eighth note. And they played, I like very much, they played sforzato in a piano or pianissimo character. I'm going to do my sforzato playing that they know so well. So, tell me, in Russian, if you want to read English, what is sforzato? What does that mean? Good. In short words, you. You can say it in Russian, people translate. It's sforzato. You did very well, but what does it mean to you, the word? Okay, now did you see how? Okay. Alexa, what's sforzato?
Sharp contrast.
Sharp contrast, that's what I heard.
Or bass. Or pressure. Something.
Okay. An accent.
Yeah,
yes, I agree with you. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So it can, well, to be very, anybody from you, I want to engage the audience. Anybody knows what sforzato means? Anybody? You know. I will not.
it's not an accent.
No, that's good. I like it when you say that with the definition. It's not an accent. It's not an accent. It's also not a word. It's also not. It's not a vodka. No, it's not. No, it's sforzato. So what is sforzato? Anybody? It pays off for us musicians to go to the roots of language. So Italian, whether you like it or not, is really a basic language for musicians. Italian, German, French, and for you, Russian too. But that's easy for you. So, Il Forza del Destino. You know that opera? Ah, thank you, power. So there's the word sforzato, means with more power. Sforzato, but more than what? And he gave the right answer. Then the environment. So Tchaikovsky, I should say, Fourth Symphony starts in triple forte and still has sforzato. So that means it's an emphasis. So maybe it is a kind of accent or emphasis. It means even louder than the environment. Or, as I translate, louder than you would normally play. So, if you would normally play yam ta ya dam, now Beethoven gives you, it says no. Yam ta ram ta ya dam. That's already sforzato to me, with a little bit more.
Something to underline.
Yes, something to underline, or that moment is, if you want, has more power fours than the environment, or than what you would expect, because it's a syncopation. Long, and you did a very different understanding. You went bang, bang. Okay? You saw what I call F in music. You went for forte, right? Can we try? Yes, weaker in this case. Can we try just that bar? 22, 20, bar 24. And may I advise you to go down on the A string? Just first go back so you will be heard more.
I'm trying to avoid the ones.
I know, but why? It's so beautiful. For me, at least once today, on Monday, you can play an open string. They all heard that you do not want to do it, so it's my responsibility. There we go. There we go. That part? Good boy! 24. So maybe that moment, pianissimo, is also giving you the opportunity to do this. Instead of going out, you go inward. I have one important remark for all of you. Two things about dynamic in classical music. One is, forte is not always forte, and piano is not always piano. Forte can, under circumstances, mean crescendo. Piano can mean diminuendo. That's very confusing. There are a few examples here. And also, pianissimo can mean go to pianissimo. Maybe you already and you want to introduce the next harmony. That's one thing. Now, so far, he has killed you once. Now you killed him. That's revenge in music making. Because you played crescendo, you did very well. You did but I could not hear him anymore. There are three things going on. One is, can you play Alexa? Only left hand, only left hand. Crescendo. Thank you. So that's important, but not the melody, right? And right hand, only right hand. Okay. And you are playing. Can you play what you play? Thank you. Okay, that's all. So A, B, C. I would say order, just very simple. It's very simple. A, B, C. In other words, your crescendo can only support Alexei when you stay under what he has to say. If you go over him, so I would look right here and just call it like a horn. Try to fill whatever is left there. Can we try this part? Okay, because you're in the way of, which is very nice on the B string now, right? That was spectacular. A little difference, a little subtle difference, but it's making a big difference for me. You understand what happens? It's understanding what we do. It is like in acting. He is saying something important, and you help, and you support him by nodding. No, but if you're not so, or so, then the audience will think, what's going on there? You know, why is she doing that? You know what I mean? It's the same thing. You attract attention, but you do not want to attract attention. You want to support. You want to say yes. And in this case, I must say something to you as the only string player. He is not vibrating. He is not vibrating, sometimes vibrating, yeah? But you are a vibrating instrument. In an environment of non-vibrating instruments, be very careful with your vibrato. Use it for your espressivo, use it for your principal voices, but be careful to vibrate on a long note that has only bass meaning. Maybe you can experiment with that in a long bass. Right? Can we do the same? Please, one more time for me, please. That is 27, right? Yeah, so I think you can do more beautiful. I would think it's on yes, that is the note to play. Yes, because if you do not do it, what we hear is la pa di da di da la la di da 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 ta da. But that's less interesting, right? Much good. So if you can, Alexei, really dare do like an articulation. We very often do that's chewing gum. So slow. Right? If you can. Okay. Even more. And then here's a good example. If I may show this to you, or maybe you can look at it later. Bar 41, remember that. Look in this chord. It says, in Alexei's part, fortissimo, bam, bam. And in this part it says, Marat says, ti da 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 da. If they would do that, we would completely not notice. That's the reason, right? Yes, I know. It's difficult to solve, right? So, how people solve it very often is just by playing louder, right? And I think what would help, I have a suggestion. Can you play, because we want to have the feeling, aha, we're home again. So you can play 1, 2, loud, and then you do pa da da. And it's almost like this. Two things are happening. One is going down, you're going down, ta, and then really diminuendo, big diminuendo, he stays loud, bam, bam, and then pa ya da, and at the same time you come up, you know? I cannot do this in one person, but it's like this. We need two persons. One person is doing this, la, pa da da, la da 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 da, and at the same time she is doing nothing, coming from nothing and saying, ah, is happening in music. Can we try and solve it like that? Maybe, yes, that's a good idea. Yes. A little bit crescendo. Now more. Yeah, that's good. Bam! And you pan, and at the same time you do something like more like, here I am. Right? You have to open the curtain and say hello, you know, and you were too modest. Okay? One more time, same things. I think that this is an early example of jazz. Because you are playing the theme, you are improvising a second. You know, it's like Charlie Parker and Miles Davis. You're playing the theme, and he's improvising a second theme. And he is the composer. He is Beethoven. And he did not even write out. He said, you will know, I know the chord scheme, I will do something nice. So he's improvising. He's improvising the most. Can we try it more like that? So Alexei, in other words, you're playing, that's it. And then it's all about tam, 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 tam. No, it's not so interesting, okay? It's more, yes, underplayed, blah, 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 blah. You think that's interesting? So I would like you to do the following. Play really piano, and maybe because we already accept, the ear already is accepting this. And you think, oh, how nice. You say something, you say, yes, I agree. And you say something, and you say, yeah, you told me so before, I heard this. And in the meantime, he is the real genius. You know, he's filling something. Can we do it one more time from that wonderful place? Same place. I want to hear it in the hall in the back. Same place as before. Yes. You do not think about that, sort of. The shopping is, maybe it should be inside somewhere. Library. Now, do we have time? Rinforzando. Who knows what rinforzando means? Sorry, I sound like a teacher. What is rinforzando? He has it here. Alexei, what is rinforzando? You do very well. What is it? What are we dynamically? What dynamic are we here? Piano? Piano. So he has piano, rinforzando, sforzando, and then finishing. What is rinforzando? Okay, so again back you know, it's not so easy. Many composers use it differently. In this case, for him only, it's not for you. It's a quick crescendo. Only for his part. And why is he writing that? Again, because it's a descending slur. If it would be would be easy, but it's so Beethoven is helping say it's one slur, rin for example. Right? Okay, can we do that line from just before that? Yes, yes. He already writes piano. Maybe that's a good example of not being soft, but making the crescendo two beats later. So it's more like you know what I mean? So yes, so it's more piano there. So this is just going back crescendo, and then piano means from there on go soft again. Not be soft, but go soft. Right? Yes. Now I have a question. Can you do one more time? Where is this? Yeah, not voilà. Right, one more time. Same this. Yes. Louder. You have to restrict yourself, right? You see something wonderful in front of you, and you want to go there, but you say, oh, maybe slowly. Too much pressure, okay? Bravo. Yeah? So why is the rhythm, for example, so important for Dimitri? Why is it so difficult for him? Because Beethoven gives you a secondary voice, but the same. So you have to be very careful with him, right? It's like a real democracy, right? Yeah. Can we do last time? So you enjoy the fact that you found the same voice, but do not push it away. Right? There's a lot of that happening in the world anyhow. We do not want that too much. Same thing? Does not make sense. He writes piano morendo. In other words, in other words, you do not have to be piano, but you have to be piano. Right? It's a fantastic example why it's not a piano subito. I think we do that a lot, and that would make no sense. Alexei has piano only on the second eighth note. Can you play, just for my pleasure, and play ta-ya? Can you try to play as it is? Fortissimo ta-ya, fortissimo piano. Right, it's difficult. No, so ta-ya. Yeah, so you see, that's not music. That's nice, but that's like 21st century music. That's not Beethoven. It means la, la, mi, maybe. That means fortissimo, but maybe diminuendo, because he did not write tenuto crescendo. Ta, la, mi, diminuendo, right? At the same time, you come in and they ta, it's still fortissimo, right? So how can it be piano? You know what I mean? And he has piano even on the second note. So maybe can we play this bar 2 before that, 57? And then we will stop. 57? Yeah? Oh, you know that dialogue. Oh, much longer. You were not even close to a moment. Okay? Thank you. Спасибо.